My name is Michelle and I talk books, and I am so excited to be talking about this book today. Up on your screen, Royal by Danielle Steele came out August 18th, already number 2 on the New York Times bestseller. That's right. Number 2, first week out. This is why we love Danielle Steele. And I was so looking forward to this one because it got so many great reviews before it even came out. And people who hadn't read her, even in a couple of years, were like, yes, we want to read this book. I am really happy that I read it. It is so far my favorite Danielle Steele book this year. And I think she only has like 2 out. Other than this, I think there's a third and then there's another one. She usually does 4 books a year, which is absolutely insane if you ask me. There are 288 pages, women's fiction. Nobody does it better than her. If you can do it in 288 pages, I mean, she's in, she's out. I told you before that her first chapters, nobody does a first chapter better than Danielle Steele. She can write, her first chapters are a book. She gets you in the story. She catches you up. There's nothing like a first chapter that by the time you get into it, you're like so far into the story, you can't stop reading. And that's what I always tell you is, get me to chapter 2. And she does it beautifully. And that's why I keep reading her books. So we have 2 women, 2 strong women in this one. Princess Charlotte and then Annie. And I love the name Annie because it's my daughter's name. Princess Charlotte, let's just start at the beginning. And I can't tell you much because unlike her, this book has so many twists and turns. When I was writing my notes, I was like, what am I going to tell them? I don't want to tell you much. So this is going to be a very short video because I'm not going to tell you much about it. You need to go read it. In this spellbinding tale from Danielle Steele, a princess is sent away to safety during World War II, where she falls in love and is lost forever. The princess we're talking about is Princess Charlotte. She is the 3rd daughter, the baby of the family of the King and Queen of England during World War II. So we pick up this story in 1943. England has been getting bombed for 3 years by now. Everybody's nerves are on edge. It's just nonstop. I guess I did have a little lull, a little bit, and then it went right back to the bombing. And we know how we are. It's the end of August and we know how we feel, and it's only been since March with the pandemic, and we're on edge. Imagine 3 years of it. I can't imagine. Charlotte has what she talks about in the first chapter. It seems like she has like asthma, allergies, breathing issues. There's so much ash and dust from all the bombings. The king and the queen are like, let's send her out into the country. Let's find a family that she can live with until this is all over. So they do. They find a family for her. Things happened. End of the story, and it's a happy ending. I'm almost not kidding, okay? Because there's so little I'm going to tell you from there. We are going to talk about Annie. It's almost like I'm trying to think if it's halfway through that we get to Annie. What I love about Danielle Steele is how she portrays women. And I have been reading her since the early 80s, and I feel like I have grown up with her. As I was looking into different Danielle Steele, kind of going through the rabbit hole of Danielle Steele things, I found this quote of hers up on your screen. I try to write about the stuff that torments us all. Not just women. She's saying torments us all. Most of her characters are women. That's why when with this book, we have 2 women. And I was like, what torment? How can we relate to these women who were back in the 40s? As a sidebar, you know, Danielle Steele writes amazing World War II books. I wouldn't call this historical fiction because it kind of shies away from that. It's more character driven. It's more about them than it is about like what's going on in the world. So I wouldn't call it historical fiction. She takes us right in their lives, what they're going through. What I love about it is it's so relatable to us today. What do we all want? We want love. We want a husband. We want a wife. And then we want a satisfying career. We want to give back. We want to figure out what we're here for. So what is tormenting Charlotte and Annie is they want the lover, they want the husband, they absolutely do, but then they also want other things, especially Annie. I loved Annie so much because she really had to stick to her guns. She had to answer that question of what do I want? What do I want? And don't we all? At some point in our life, we have to decide what's making us happy, what isn't. And if you're not happy, why aren't you happy? I could get so emotional about this, but like I said, happy ending. This is a book for now. We need these kind of books to be able to open up and to go into this world where we want, aren't books our escape anyway? Well, why not escape into a Danielle Steele book that's gonna make you really, really happy? Trust me on this. We woke up today with the news of Chadwick Boseman. It was so sad, and sometimes it feels like the sad news just comes and comes and comes, and we want to take a deep breath. This is a book you can do that with. You will be able to take a deep breath and escape from reality. People are going to come at you and you're going to say, you know what? I'm reading my Danielle Steele book today. Don't bother me. That's what I do. I'm like, I'm reading today. Just back up. I read every day. So I can use that excuse every single day. I hope I have convinced you. If number 2 on the New York Times bestseller has not convinced you that this is a good one, sometimes her books don't make it up that high. But this one, first week out, that isn't telling you something. Love the cover, love the story. She's done it again. This is why we keep reading her. Let me know below. Have you been a lifelong fan of Danielle Steele like me? You know what I might want to do? I know I shouldn't say this because I don't know if I have time in my life, but I would love to go back to her first book and read them all the way through again. Does anybody else have visions of doing that with books? I do that with authors a lot, but hers, it would take you a while. You have to invest a lot of time, but it would be so much fun too. Maybe I'll do it in a different way, like one a month, starting at the very beginning in that order. I don't know, maybe New Year. Maybe that'll be like a New Year's resolution. We can start making those now, right? I want to. I want to start making New Year's resolutions already. Thank you for watching. I hope I convinced you with the little amount I told you. I hope it was enough to convince you to go read this book. Please let me know below. What did you think? Do you want to read it? Have you read it? I want to know. Thank you for watching. I so appreciate you watching my videos. Please hit like if you liked it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And until my next video.